there's a teacher that I work with in Perth, and I was having a chat with him probably about a month ago. And the thing is, and this is the trap that you fall into, particularly when you attach yourself to to outcomes and just expectations. Like, for example, if I sit and I meditate and I feel really peaceful as an athlete, sometimes you can just automatically think, oh, well, I deserve to go out and play well now because I was disciplined and I did my meditation and mindfulness. But that's kind of not how it works. So, he explained it to me in a way where I was like, oh my gosh, like that's it. And all he said was that it's the practice itself is important. So whatever that is for you. So for me, I like to use lots of mantras and things like that, and that helps to basically take me into just a deeper sense of awareness and peace and clarity, and that's basically what everyone's trying to find when they use meditation, no matter what they're doing. But it's not it's not that feeling of peace and clarity and just depth that you feel whilst you're doing the activity. Doing the activity is fine, but you've still got to come back to the world after you've finished it, and that's the challenge, isn't it? So it's not actually the exercise; it's actually coming out of the exercise into the real world, because you've still got to participate in life. And that's
Yeah.
and that's the thing with meditation and with playing well in sport that I think is really tough for people to grapple with, because they take on these practices because they think that it's going to be the little thing that just makes them who they are, and no doubt it will. But you've still got to go back into life, make decisions, go to work, do everything else. So that's the interesting thing I've learned about meditation.
That's a really amazing point, actually, that you do have to come back to everyday life. I think you hit it nail on the head that you do that that meditation practice and you think that's it. I'm all good. Nothing's going to touch
Yeah,
me. I'm
I'm bulletproof
untouchable.
now.
I'm untouchable now. Like that was I'm fully
Yeah,
enlightened and I'm good to go.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, I think it's where you understand it's a management tool. Over time it becomes that how you were talking about your process of or your habits through professional first class cricket into test cricket, and you hope they don't change because they're ingrained in you. It's about changing that ingrained pattern within you, and being able to, if someone cuts you up in traffic on the way to a game, like how you see that moment and how you react to it changes over time. Doesn't mean you're going to get it perfect every time, but you start to improve the numbers in which you are getting a better reaction and how you choose to react to a situation, which has been always interesting with how I've seen mindfulness, meditation, yoga, and more the mindfulness side of it to cricket. The more you look at a sport like cricket that's so intricate with the skills and like the movement of hands and how you can manipulate the ball with the bat and how you can manipulate the ball with just your hand movement as a bowler, like there's actually elements of mindfulness and the awareness within your body that you kind of don't realize. And I had a teammate of mine who opens the batting at Sussex, a really good friend of mine, Luke Wells, and he was talking about how when he had his best season, he was like, oh, I scored over 1,000 runs, but I was just breathing. Like the thing that I was doing was just breathing. And he was explaining it to me. I was like, that's an incredibly mindful practice that you were doing. And it was just something that whether he'd gone into the nets, he trained it, and he found that over time, this kind of mindful practice, whether he was aware of it or not, had become a habit that was then starting to serve him. But didn't mean that it worked every time. It didn't mean that it was something that was always going to work. And that is the battle. Like that's another battle that you face is yeah, I feel bulletproof. So you feel the expectation and you feel like that you have the right to perform now. And then when you don't perform, you're like, oh no, well, was that no good? Should I carry on doing that? Should I?
yeah.
What do I do? So
That's it.
the trap, like you said, is to be able to go back, continually do it, find that consistency, because as you'll also know, like being consistent in your sport is what it really is about for longevity in your career. It's not about going and scoring a 150 off like 70 balls, and then that being the only score you get for the next year or so. It's about, can you be consistent all the time? So you translate that back to your practice in every day, and you hope that that's consistent. And that's where I also, that's the power that I found of something like meditation for me, because it gave you something to at least go straight back to start that consistency of your routine and your practice. Is definitely powerful thing.